Force be with you, everyone.
May the Force be with you. We're going to talk about Star Trek.
Whoa.
No, I'm joking. We're going to talk about Farscape. No, I'm joking. We're going to talk about Stargate. No, I'm joking. We're going to talk about SeaWorld SK1. No, we're going to talk about...
You're on dodgy ground here, right? I was in a toy shop once, and a woman said to her son, do you want any Star Wars Galactica toys? I tell you, I nearly punched her in the throat.
Wow. Only you would care about that.
Yeah, well, I do, because I'm a massive Star Wars nerd.
All right, so as you can imagine, we're delving into the world of Star Wars toys today, or Star Wars games? What have we got
Electronic
today?
Tat. Here, first off, is the Electronic Battle Command game. However, it's there, yes, the box is there, correct. Yeah. Kenner made it, so it's got the classic Kenner design, which, you know, was always lovely, along with their Escape from the Death Star game. However, it's basically just battleships.
Oh, that's literally what it is?
That's basically what it is.
So hang on, so you're playing against a computer then, you're not playing against a friend?
No, I think there is a two-player game, but you just take it in turns. You program. I don't know. Do you know why I don't know? Because it doesn't bloody work. Because all the freaking battery bits are corroded.
I mean, it's pretty. It does look nice. All look cute.
Yeah, if I had got that as a child, I know what would have happened. I'd have used it as a role-playing toy and made it, the controls of the Death Star or something.
Oh, look, there's that weird picture of Leia hugging Mark Hamill's leg.
A very muscular Mark.
Yeah. Was it Ralph McQuarrie?
No, I believe that picture was done by the Hildebrand brothers.
Oh, okay. Because I was right with the name, though, wasn't I? He designed all the early design work for Star Wars.
It was Ralph McQuarrie. Ralph McQuarrie did also do a lot of the artwork for Battlestar Galactica. Oh. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Which, of course, George Lucas sued over. Because
what did he sue them exactly? Just because it was in space and it had wars?
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I don't think he had a leg to stand on. There were similarities, I suppose, in the design of the spaceships and the like. But, you know, everything since Star Wars was influenced by it in some way.
Star Wars and Alien probably had the biggest influence on sci-fi, aesthetically and tonally and things like that.
Yeah, I think you can chuck certain early Spielberg films in there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is a nice little thing. It's a shame that it doesn't work, because I would like to have tried to seen it in action, but...
Me too.
You can't have it all? Where would you put it? But do you think you could get it fixed, though?
Probably.
Do you think someone else out there, like Tecmo, you know how to fix games, mate?
Tecmo?
Tecmo. You ever watch Tecmo?
No, I don't.
Oh, I love Tecmo. Subscribe to him. He's better than this bloody channel. You learn stuff for a start.
How many subscribers has he got?
Oh, he's got hundreds of thousands.
No, he's one of those.
He's one of those, but he's good. He did a little thing. He did a little thing about a mini TV and a little mini radio player that worked. It was great. Better than this crap.
The next thing is to talk about Tiger, who you may remember. Who you may remember as a purveyor of myriad
electronic games,
LCD tat.
So were they the big ones after like Nintendo's Game & Watch?
Well, they were the big ones in the sense that they just relentlessly pumped out licensed handheld electronic things.
And for my money, all they had were the branding. They didn't really have anything unique in the actual gameplay.
No.
Compared to Game & Watch, their stuff was very basic, but they had the licenses.
One of the things they did do quite horrifically was they started making... I mean, I'm sure we'll do a full episode on it because it's worth it. But they did do a lot of handhelds that were just completely unwieldy.
Oh, like that... Was it Afterburner that we had on this Digitiser set? That big, huge, bloody one with the handle?
Yeah, I don't know actually if that was... I'm sure it probably was Tiger. They did everything. But they did they did a lot of Star Wars handhelds in the wake of Phantom Menace. There was like a pod racer one, which was in the shape of a pod racer.
I'm going to say something.
What?
Out of all the trilogy films,
the purple trilogy,
the trilogies, right? I think Phantom Menace is the best one.
Really? That's controversial. Why?
It's got more iconography in it that sticks with you than the other two. The score's amazing for it. Nothing that really. Even though it was a massive flop, that's also part of why I think it's a massive, big culture.
It wasn't a massive flop.
No, I mean,
it's enormously successful.
Critically, it wasn't well loved. But it's got lots of set pieces in. Whereas I couldn't give you a set piece off the top of my head from Attack of the Clones or
hang on,
Erection of the Sith.
Don't particularly like Attack of the Clones, but the big Jedi mass battle at the end.
Where's that?
What do you mean, where's that?
I don't remember. That's the point.
On Geonosis.
Well, with Phantom Menace, I remember pod racing. I remember the Darth Maul. I remember all the Gungans.
What about the awful robot factory sequence in Attack of the Clones?
No, what's that bit?
What about Anakin Skywalker saying he doesn't like
Here's
sand?
what I remember of Attack of the Clones.
Doesn't like sand.
No, I can't remember anything. Is that the one where they have the awful romance in the fields?
Yeah.
That's what I remember of it. I don't remember any of the set pieces.
He doesn't like sand.
I know the third one's got... You've lost, I've got the higher ground. That don't work.
Given that the higher ground is about like a foot higher.
Yeah, it's not
him.
that much of a foot. But at least it's got that. And it's got... Who's the guy with all the swords? And he goes... Oh,
that's General Grievous.
That's good.
No, I don't like that.
No?
I hate it.
Well, there you go. Anyway, Phantom Menace is the best of the prequel trilogy. I've said it,
well,
and it's true.
I think it's Revenge of the Sith. It's the best of the three. It's still bad, but it's the best of the three.
Fair enough. Well, goodbye.
Tiger!
No, we're doing more, aren't we?
We're doing more. We're gonna look at these tatty tiger things. So this is the Jedi Dex Databank. I'm not sure what it is. I just bought it. It was £3.
I love it. That's the best kind of purchase when you go with your heart.
Yeah. But it's from Tiger, and look, check this out. You might want to film this. This is good.
Right, hang on, I'm filming
this
it.
has got a nice action. You ready? Watch this. I'm going to open it.
Here we go. Nice action.
That doesn't open very well.
Oh, it's like a Star Trek tricorder, isn't it?
Yeah, but look, this bottom bit opens down. It's all look, and you close it by doing that.
It's nice. So what does it do?
Well, I think it's a data bank full of...
It's got sound effects, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's got a little Star Wars logo. Jedi Dex data bank. So I think you select...
Is it like the Pokemon thing they brought out?
Data on.
You know, like you collect the
maybe.
Pokemon and facts and things, like a file of facts and information for Pokemon.
What's that say there?
Technology.
No, that there with my fingers touching.
Oh,
what is that? Quit. Oh. So, technology, alien species, general data bank.
So it's databank then.
So what do we can learn about C-3PO, battle droids. Battle droids.
That was my R2-D2 impression.
Oh, there's a picture of one, so it's quite good.
Roger, Roger.
Yeah.
Twiggy.
It tells you where they were made.
On the planet Despot or something, isn't it?
No, what?
Well, I don't know. Were they manufactured in a robot house?
Geonosis. In a robot house.
In a robot house? I don't know, Star Wars.
Well, don't make stuff up. If you don't know it, don't just make stuff up.
All George Lucas did was make stuff up. That's how you create things. He could have called it robot house.
He established the universe. Don't goad me on this because you're on dodgy ground, or I'll start shitting on Ghostbusters. I'm not saying it's perfect.
It's not, but things you love shouldn't be perfect.
Didn't like The Last Jedi, not because I'm like a misogynist or anything like that. It's because Luke Skywalker didn't have a proper fight at the end. Sorry, you build up an entire, two films with a bloody 2 years between them where...
So he's going to kick ass.
Yeah, he's going to kick ass. And no, he's not even there. He's a cloud and he's on a rock and then he dies.
And then Thanos dusts him.
Don't start mixing up the...
And he does. He sits on the rock and then Thanos goes like that and then he fades away.
He got dusted. That isn't what happens.
That now means that Star Wars is literally in Marvel canon because they were part of
what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do.
What? Well, Disney own it all now, don't they?
It doesn't mean they're all a shared universe.
There'll be a film with the Hulk and Skywalker having a kiss and a cuddle with Leia in the back of Deadpool's car.
I wanted this to be a nice video.
It is. I'm having a great time.
About Star Wars.
Go on.
And you're ruining it.
That is lovely, though. For a Star Wars fan, I imagine it's all of it, innit? It's not just the prequel. It's a bit of everything.
I haven't looked at it properly.
I like it, and you could be at school.
Pictures.
Captain Janeway. On the planet.
Why mention Captain Janeway?
Because it's like Star Trek, isn't it? It's got
but why mention the most obscure of the captains?
Scotty, beat me up. What do you mean obscure?
Now I can.
Janeway was 76 years out into the future, and she came back a hero. I have no idea what happened in. Yeah, they got sent into like.
They went to.
It took them 76 years to get back.
They went to that other quadrant, the Delta quadrant.
Yeah, they had to get back to the future.
Don't know how I know that.
It's nice, this.
Yeah.
Off.
Did you know I was nearly in the Phantom Menace?
No. What, as an extra?
Yeah, I had a part.
A big part?
No, I would have been... it was all... I can't even bring myself to relate the story.
Do it. I want to know who you could have been.
I'm sure
Were you going to be Sebulba?
No.
That was the only name off the top of my head I could pull out.
I was gonna be one of the Naboo guards or pilots.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you would have been sitting in a little cockpit and going, Niner, red.
No, I didn't have a speaking part. I just did one of the background ones, and I got the. I went and auditioned for it.
Yeah.
And then I didn't hear for ages, and I was going on holiday, and I was getting a bit nervous. I was in the Isle of Wight, and I bought an answer machine. I did have a mobile phone, did I? Would we have no? Yeah, I did have a mobile phone.
I had a pager.
But you could ring into the answer machine and get the messages, which I would try and do each day. Yeah. But however, we were staying in the middle of nowhere. We had no signal because of the what it was like back in those days. And I rang, and there was a message on there from 2 days ago asking how quickly I could get to the East End of London for costume fitting. And I rang back quickly, and I said, "Look, I'm really sorry, I didn't get your message." And they said, "Well, how quickly can you get here today? Because we're having it today." And they said, "Where are you?" And the first thing that came into my head was, it was somewhere I've never been before in my life. And I said, "I'm in West Ham." I was in the Isle of Wight. I was at the Needles Pleasure Park when I rang them. And what ensued was a James Bond style race across the Isle of Wight with cows in the road that we had to navigate. And I ended up getting a hovercraft across the Solent, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Solent, yeah, you're right.
I got a hovercraft, and I had to get a train, then I got a cab, and I got there, and I was 10 minutes too late, and they said they'd just left for Leavesden.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. I mean, it was shit, the film, but...
It doesn't matter.
I would have been in a Star Wars film.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it matters. I for my belligerence, I wouldn't mind being a stormtrooper.
Right.
Let's go on to our final toy game, Tiger thing.
This is... Tiger, I think, did a whole bunch of these. Well, they did a whole bunch of carts for this thing, which is called a Whiz. Although this one appears to be Star Wars themed. Look, it's got some sort of detailing.
It's nice detailing.
I believe. Do you know what they called that detailing on the Star Wars ships? Greeblies.
Greeblies, that's it. Because apparently there is a airfix kit or a model airplane kit which is so synonymous with science fiction model building that nearly every Star Wars film has always had a bit from this plane in its design.
They 3D print them now when they're sometimes for the model makers who are trying to sort of recreate stuff. They 3D print all those bits out.
It's funny, isn't it, how things that are thrown together just to make a film in 1976 end up becoming lost parts. I need to find a gear stick thing with a gavel in it. I don't know what. So this is a Star Wars trivia game basically, and it comes with a series of books: Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Star Wars, a classic trilogy, and I don't know, you put it in there or something. Well, this is very similar to I think it was a Peter Pan's toy. Is it Peter Pan who made toys in the UK?
Yeah.
I can't know. Anyway, they had a bunch of computer quiz books that were very similar to this. So you had a book. It slotted into a little kind of fake leather wallet, and then you typed in the code and the thing like that. So this is similar to that.
Right.
Do you want me to test you on it?
Yeah, I'd love you to, because I like letting everyone see what a massive, sad nerd I am.
All right, let's have a look.
It's exciting.
I'll let you pick. What do you want to do? Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi?
Let's do the first one.
The first film I ever saw of Star Wars was Return of the Jedi, and it was always on at Christmas. So my first knowledge of Star Wars was Christmas, Return of the Jedi. Then I saw Empire Strikes Back, and then I ended up seeing Star Wars at the cinema.
Return of the Jedi was the first pirated film I ever saw.
Oh, that's exciting, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin Hill had a copy.
How did he get a copy? How did they do pirating back then?
He had a funny stepdad.
That's a different story. Right, so I believe it's on. So sound.
Yes.
Start. It's working.
Oh, it's working.
Yes. So
it's working. It's working. There's a reference for your Phantom Menace fans. Wizard, Tiger.
Oh, that poor guy. So the cart that's on there has all the questions for these 3 books. So the books are just there for you to look at in a pretty way.
You can read them out.
Enter the question number using the number keys, and then you do the A, B, C, D for the answer, and it will flash green or red whether you get it right.
A, B, C.
Easy as 1, 2, 3.
Tiger!
I'll just do the first question.
Yeah, okay.
Who is a member of the Imperial Senate? Is it A, Obi-Wan, B, Vader, C, Luke, D, Leia?
Well, that's it. If they're going to be that level, it's insulting my intelligence.
Well, what's the answer?
It's Leia.
Leia. All right, I'm going to press D.
I'm not having, if this is child level, I want some challenge. No. You did it wrong.
No, I said D, Leia, and it said no. I pressed question 1. So either you're wrong or that book's wrong.
Sorry, I refuse to believe that it's not Leia. She was a senator.
I'll tell you what. Let's go further down.
Vader wasn't.
Let's go further down the back so I can type in a three-digit
leave
number.
your comments. Was Princess Leia a member of the Senate? Yes, she was.
All
she was on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan.
Right, here's another question. It's clear. Start next. Right, so I'm going to type in 109. Here's the question. What does Luke use to try and see R2-D2 when he realised that the droid left his uncle's farm to find Obi-Wan?
I didn't hear a word of that because I noticed that there's the phrase space wrinkles on the back of this box.
What's a space wrinkle?
Well,
where is it?
Command your X-Wing in dogfights with TIE fighters through evasive manoeuvres in a search for Magna, the force-giving star, to space wrinkles.
What does that mean, Magna? Sparkles. Anyway, shut up. What does Luke use to try and see R2-D2 when he realised that the droid left his uncle's farm to find Obi-Wan?
That's a bit tough for macro binoculars.
Is A. So I'm going to type in A and then enter. Says
Fuck
no
you.
again. There must be a problem with... I'm typing in the right number.
My children are...
116. Next question. Which actor played the role of Luke Skywalker? It's a nice and easy one to test it. Who was it?
Well, Mark
It
Hamill.
was. Yeah, so we do B. Enter. See, there's something wrong because that's obviously the right answer. And I'm dialing in the right number. 109. B. No, it's still wrong. I don't.
Forget it. This is our Star Wars special was terrible.
Just like the real Star Wars special.
Do you
the
mean
Christmas one.
The holiday special.
Where they plug a Wookiee into a porn machine and give him a dirty dream. I love that bit. That's my favourite bit of Star Wars.
My children are...
It's fine. They need to learn via
That does
Wars.
happen, though.
It does happen.
Do you know what Chewbacca's son's called in that?
Oh, isn't it Fart or... It's some weird little...
Fart.
It's not
He's
Fart.
got a son called Fart.
Fart, the Wookiee.
Fart liquor.
It's Fart Liquor. No, what's his name?
Lumpy.
Lumpy, that's it. Because I know it was a strange name.
He's I think it's his father-in-law.
Yeah.
Do you know what he's called?
Scruff.
Itchy.
Itchy. What are they all named after?
No,
Parts of things that are wrong with your genitals.
Well, Chewy, they're all shortened kind of versions like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
He gets called Chewy.
So
Lumpy is
Lumbaka? Fine, I don't understand all this. It's all mumbo gumbo to me, this.
It's all real.
Although, I am looking forward to the next one. Are you looking forward to the next one?
Yeah, I didn't think you saw the last one.
I've seen Last Jedi.
Have you?
Yeah, it was all right. I'm fine with it because I don't have that attachment. What I liked about Last Jedi is that when I thought it was going to go left, it went right. And I was like, oh, that's fun.
This is one of my issues with Last Jedi, right?
Yeah.
Is that people say that, I thought it was going to go one way, and it didn't. It went the other way. But the only reason you think it's going one way is because they're basically repeating beats and moments from earlier films.
Well, yeah, there is that, though.
And then, subverting them. But wouldn't it just be better to do new stuff instead of doing old stuff, but having the outcome slightly different? And also, it is an allegation that you could level at the Force Awakens, but I didn't mind with that because it felt like that was like reminding people.
That was a nice, comfy, cosy hug of a film, wasn't it?
It was like reminding people of what was nice about Star Wars.
Yeah, it was joy. I was smiling throughout it. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for the third one. Whatever, Rise of Skywalker?
The Rise of Skywalker.
Why are all the film titles about going down or up? It's like the fall of this, the rise of that.
Force Awakens isn't?
Awakened.
The Last Jedi?
Up. The Last, that's last. Attacking.
A New Hope.
Rise.
A New Hope.
Revenge of the Sith. Revenge. There's always action followed by a noun. Like a sentence.
It's almost it's giving you an idea of what it's about.
I thought I had a theory then about the trajectory of Star Wars titles, and I was wrong.
You didn't have a theory.
So what's your theory about Rise of Skywalker? Go on. I'm going to regret this. Congratulations.
Oh. Do you know what's horrible? That's been in a box for about 2 years. And it tastes disgusting.
Yeah, good. Well, that'll teach you. You should always look before you put things in your mouth. Yeah, well, we've all learned something today, ladies and gentlemen, on yet another informative edition of Digi Mini. This is Star Wars.
Tiger!